Hello, America, and to our friends around the world, greetings. You ever wonder what you will do in a crisis situation? Most likely, you're going to do what it is that you've always done. What do I mean by that? That means whatever your habit is, whatever your training is most likely what you will do, what likely you will default towards in the event of something catastrophic or stressful. When I was in the military, we had to go through a procedure for 30 minutes to remove oxygen, or excuse me, to remove nitrogen from our bodies as much as possible to get as much pure oxygen, aviator's oxygen, into our system to prevent depressurization sickness from taking over. Nitrogen bubbles tend to form up in your joints, causing things like the bends. Wet gases double at about 18,000 feet, giving you severe pain. So it's very critical to spend that 30 minutes. And during that time, we would watch a lecture, a variety of topics from F-16 pilots to cargo aircraft, bomber aircraft crews, citing flight incidents. One that has always stuck with me was a colonel who was flying as a passenger that experienced a rapid decompression during their flight. During this time, everybody had to immediately grab their emergency oxygen equipment and put it on. The flight crew, they're pretty static. They're there in the cockpit. They have what's called a quick dawn assembly. They just grab it, it snaps over their head, and puts the MBU on their face. Everybody else, especially somebody such as the flight engineer, has to use a portable bottle, which means that in addition to the stress of the situation, they have to monitor their bottle and what the PSI is on it so as to remain conscious. The colonel, going through the aircraft to aid anybody that needed oxygen, came across a flight engineer who was doing just that, aiding anybody who needed oxygen equipment. And in the process, he recognized that his portable bottle, the flight engineer, looks at his portable yellow bottle, and what is supposed to be at 300 psi, as it bleeds down to zero, you got to recognize quickly that, hey, 100 psi, need a recharge. So all of his training prior to this had been when your bottle is getting low in pressure, recharge it. Well, his recharging station wasn't in the passenger area. It was in the back of the aircraft where he worked, where he loaded the equipment and offloaded the equipment. That's where the recharging port was for him. This colonel comes across that flight engineer, face down on the deck, passed out because he didn't get to his recharging port in time. I don't know that the flight engineer, if he lived or died, I'm presuming he lived because somebody came across him in time. But the point is in the passenger area, there was already a recharging port. The flight engineer could have just stepped to the side, recharged it, and gone back to assisting the passengers. But instead, his habit put him in the mindset of having to return completely to the rear of the aircraft, almost costing him his life. This video here illustrates what to do in a flight mishap, and that is you got to remain calm. All right, everything's looking good. She's taking off. Check out that clear top canopy. The advantage of a Cessna is the high wing. You get to have unobstructed view of what you're flying over. But oh, nope, there we go. There's the mishap. The canopy pops open. Pipers, on the other hand, have low wings, so you get typically clear blue skies above you. All right, check it out. She's having to squint. She's having to use, you know, she's flying about 80 miles per hour, and having to come around and declare an in-flight emergency. And here she comes. Look at that. Oh, she's a little to the side. You want to hit the center, but she brings it in without any eye protection. I mean, you get in an airplane. How many do you think about? How often do you think about that you need eye protection for flying? Well, after this, I guarantee you, after this, anybody that's got a canopy that flips open to let you into the cockpit, you know, put your safety glasses on. You never know. And make sure that they're actually going to be strapped to your head in the case the canopy flies open, because everybody makes fun of somebody on a motorcycle about, yeah, you're going to have bugs in your face, swallowing bugs and, bugs covering your teeth. Yeah, just imagine flying and having, crap flying into your eyes trying to find the numbers as you come in for an emergency landing. Anyway, spectacular job. She brought it back on the runway. She kept it on the runway and she survived. Let me know what you think. Have a great day.